the same old story. You have Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, Barack Obama. You know one thing they all have in common? They like to play the race card. Hello, you guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button right now. We're about to watch a video where Alvin Bragg gets some pretty scary news, and Alina Habba had this to say about it. Check this out.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has filed a brief asking the judge in Bragg's case against incoming President Trump not to drop the case. Trump's attorneys, as you know, just last week, exactly 1 week ago today, were arguing that Trump has presidential immunity and other constitutional protections. Bragg's team wants Trump to be sentenced after a jury found him guilty of falsifying business records. Here's a quote. The extreme remedy of dismissing the indictment and vacating the jury verdict is not warranted in light of multiple alternative accommodations that would fully address the concerns raised by presidential immunity. One legal correspondent put it this way.
It's not a surprise that the Manhattan DA's office is refusing to dismiss the case. But what is a surprise in these filings today is that in over 80 pages, they are telling Judge Merchan, look, the preservation of our verdict is important. And it shows you just how far they've gone in an attempt to preserve this jury verdict, which they think is fundamental to the constitutional value of the jury process.
In focus now, Alina Habba.
Guys, this is obviously not following the Constitution at this point. They're willing to miss time with their family and just give up on their whole political careers just to go after Trump. I'm telling you guys, it's far over at this point. And Alvin Bragg, you belong behind bars for this. I'm telling you. Let's keep going, guys. This is what Alina Habba has to say. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Incoming White House counselor to President-elect Trump and his former attorney. Alina, is this good news for the former president that this push is coming on? I mean, how do you see it?
I think that Alvin Bragg is so self-interested and his team that he is failing the American people. And what America needs right now is unity. This case should have been dismissed. It never should have been brought in the first place. It was past statute of limitations. Nothing ever happened. The president did nothing wrong. And the evidence that was presented was clearly outside of the perimeters of anything that should have been considered, as he was president of the United States, not even at the Trump Organization during the time period they were questioning. Immunity decisions have come down, have made clear that he has immunity, but DA Bragg, unlike Jack Smith, just won't quit. Meanwhile, they haven't extradited Penny, as you said, excuse me, not Penny, but they haven't extradited the gentleman from Altoona who has just shot and killed somebody on the streets of New York yet. You know, this is the hypocrisy that has destroyed America and is the reason 77 million people voted for President Trump to be president again.
And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we're tired of the same old story. You have Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fonnie Willis, Barack Obama. You know one thing they all have in common? They like to play the race card. It's just a huge mandate for change at this point, guys. And I know you feel the same way I feel. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you know, and the way that I put it like that is because Bragg just came off a pretty bruising loss with Daniel Penny. I mean, in that case, again, that never should have been brought. You had someone who was a Marine vet on the subway, a hero to the people inside that car down beneath, and Penny rescued them and put down a man who was threatening them inside that car. I mean, I would think watching Bragg get this thirsty might be good news because he's going to make mistakes.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And more importantly, I mean, where is your dignity? And this goes for Fannie as well.
Good question.
Where is your dignity? How do you want to be remembered in history? And that's my question I would pose to them, because we will not allow this to continue. I most certainly will not. It is unacceptable. It is hurting the American people and the constituents in the state of New York that have elected him and had him come in. And Alvin Bragg has literally ignored the needs of New Yorkers. He is soft on crime for people that are actually committing crime, and he is then persecuting and prosecuting people like Penny and Donald Trump, who are here to help America and to help real Americans. It's a disgrace. He should be ashamed of himself, and 80-something pages of taxpayer dollars wasted on that motion.
Wow.
When all he should have done was step down and said, we're going to dismiss this case. It never should have happened in the first place.
Yeah, surprised he could get that work done because he was too busy losing that also very high-profile and important case that never should have been brought against Daniel Penny.
Exactly.
It's interesting that you also put those two people together. Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fonnie Willis in the same sentence as Alvin Bragg. I can see how you get there. They're both so much in a drought for any sort of way to go after Trump. Well, this is the latest. Willis has refused a judge's order now to hand over any communications that were with special counsel Jack Smith and the House January.
These people are obviously in a drought. They don't know what to do at this point. She's refusing to hand over evidence that could possibly ruin her career. That tells you everything you need to know. When Trump gets in office, but January 20th, God forbid he doesn't go after her, because I'm telling you guys, it's gonna open up. You're gonna lift the rocket. You're gonna see a bunch of this stuff just go everywhere. Everywhere. It's gonna be ricochet. Let's keep going, guys.
Sixth committee. Willis is prosecuting President-elect Trump's 2020 election interference case in Georgia. Now, she denies ever talking to Jack Smith about the case and says there are no records to hand over. Willis also claimed there are legal exemptions to justify withholding communications with the January 6th committee. A new piece argues this. Willis's refusal to hand over records suggests she is willing to clash with her critics on yet another front, even as she faces the possibility of disqualification from her own case. Jonathan Turley had something to say about this, about Trump's team asking a Georgia appeals court to throw out the case. Let's watch that.
This entire case is leaking like a sieve, and it always has, because it was based on, in my view, a ridiculous RICO theory to get to the president. On top of that, you have Willis's own conduct and whether she should be removed from the case. So it's a big debate as to what will bring this case down. I just can't see, even if she was able to secure a conviction, that she would be able to sustain it on appeal.
Alina, the way I read this is she's kind of stuck in a sticky wicket, because if she turns over records, then that will cause people to think that there was some sort of conspiracy between her and Jack Smith against Donald Trump.
Can't put it past
Say
her.
it ain't so. You can't imagine that would
Oh,
be
my
happening,
goodness.
could you? Listen, the truth is this, we know there was. We've seen White House records that show that a lot of these DAs and AGs were visiting the White House and coordinating with not only outside sources like Jack Smith, but also the White House administration. Unacceptable. That's political motivation. That's selective prosecution. Those are things that are unconstitutional. We do not do them in this country. My message is the same for Fannie. Do the right thing. You've embarrassed yourself enough. This case was a joke. It's a hoax. And we really need the American people to have what little faith they have restored in our justice system. And that starts with all of these hoaxes being dropped and them saying we respect the rule of law. We understand the presidency. We understand that maybe we were a little sideways, but now we're going to do the right thing for America, not for President Trump.
Alina Habba, congratulations on the income.
I keep trying to tell you guys this. All these people on the left wing try to go after people on the right wing, and they want you to believe that's right. They want you to believe they're following the Constitution, but they go against everything that they're supposed to believe in when they go after Trump. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and as always, let me know at 3 Act 2. We're out.